The little girl got into the refrigerator and opened the ice cream that the little master had treasured for many years. She scooped a spoonful with her little hands and put it in her mouth to taste. The stolen ice cream was delicious, but at this time, the younger brother accidentally slipped his hand, causing the wooden stick used to block the refrigerator door to fall. P. Green, who was only 2 centimeters tall, obviously couldn't block the refrigerator door. Soon the refrigerator door was completely closed. P. Green, whose hand was stuck, hurriedly shouted for help. The father, who was stealing batteries not far away, heard his son's cry for help. Without saying a word, he directly fixed the hook on the radio, and then followed the rope to the table below. Then he ran towards the refrigerator, turned over the sink, slid briefly on the soap, and then grabbed a wooden stick and came to the stove. Soon the father came to P. Green. However, even with the father's participation, the two mini people still couldn't shake the refrigerator door at all. Just as the father and son were discussing how to open the refrigerator door and save their sister Ariete, the sound of the owner opening the door suddenly came from the door. Dad hurriedly picked up P. Green and jumped off the refrigerator. After he came to the stove, he quickly asked his son to take the stolen battery and go home first. He looked for an opportunity to rescue Ariete. At this time, Ariete had no idea what was happening outside. She could only look for a possible exit in the refrigerator. Seeing that the owner of the house was about to enter the kitchen, Dad immediately pulled the switch of the toaster to the bottom, and then at the moment when the owner of the house entered the kitchen, he bounced himself onto the refrigerator with the rebound of the switch. Although the strange sound attracted the attention of the owner of the house, fortunately they did not think much about it. At this time, the girl also found a pipe full of frost. She slid down the pipe and just met her father, who had climbed up. But before the two of them were happy, the owner of the house suddenly came with a drink and prepared to add ice cubes. As the owner of the house pressed the button, the ice cubes in the refrigerator rolled towards the two of them like a boulder. Fortunately, the father had an idea and used a stick to block the falling ice cubes. The owner of the house pressed the button again, but fortunately the stick was strong enough, so the father and daughter avoided the cruel consequence of being flattened by ice cubes. When the owner of the house curiously opened the refrigerator, only a large amount of ice cubes fell to the ground, and a small stick that the father was forced to give up. This made the owner of the house very confused. It turns out that under the floors or behind the walls of every house, there is a mini-human race like the Ariete family, who call themselves the Sojourner race. They will sneak into the house to borrow all their daily supplies and food when the owner is away from home. You heard it right. They call this kind of stealing borrowing, but so far, they have never paid it back. Even though Ariete was almost discovered by the owner today, at night, Ariete was ready to go to the little master's bedroom to watch cartoons as usual.